In Word Chapter 1, it talks about some concepts that are probably some of the most difficult concepts to understand, that being headers and footers and page numbers. They're not difficult if you just put in a page number and have it number everything, or the same with a header or footer, but it's when they want you to have something different on another page than on the next page. So I'm going to go over this homework so that you can maybe understand the difference between page breaks and next page section breaks and these headers and footers. What this problem wants is that you will create a title page above the existing page. So assume that you've written your report and you need a title page now. So if the keystroke for a page break, well, I want to show you what a page break does. If I do Control Enter, that puts a page break in. And you can see this code if you have your paragraph marks on. So you would want to type before the page break. But that's what most people assume that they should do, is put a page break in, when really you should divide this paper into a section. A section means that you want to do something different to one of the pages than you do the other page. If you put in a page break, whatever you do to one page, it will affect the other page. It links them all together. So make sure you don't have a page break here. I'm going to delete it and instead be here at the top of the document and go to Page Layout and Breaks. It looks the same as a page break. It breaks your page, but now your document is divided into two sections. The instructions said to put the same title, and so I chose these problems because they're most similar to the problems that are your Word final project that you'll do, which is a research paper. The number one thing you do as a college student is create a research paper. You won't have to actually type one. You can use an old one or you can copy text, but you are going to have to format one. So I'll copy that title and make sure you're in front of this next page section break and paste. And it copied all of the formatting, the box, the text box, and the centering and everything. So now it tells us to set a set 1-inch margins. So if I go to margins, and we could just click on 1 inch, and basically that sets 1-inch margins for this first page, though, since I was on the first page. If I wanted to make sure it's for the whole document, I can go to Custom Margins and see this section right here. It says the whole document. That's what your instructions wanted, was 1-inch margins for the whole document. Otherwise, it would have just set those margins for this page only. So now to go to the end of the document, I'll do Control End, hit a couple of returns and say last updated on, and you put in the current date. So if you do October, and see how the auto text comes up. You can press Enter, hit a space, and then it brings the correct date up. So you can enter different entries into auto text. You can review that in in this chapter, or I would really suggest doing the training. I'm not requiring the training on this, but as you know, it really does help you pass the test on Word. Now, step 4 in your book, where it says create a title page step E, it said to do this at 36 point. And then a subtitle. A subtitle of training proposal. And this one will be at 26 point. And that's going to be bold. Both of them will be bold. For this page only, it wants you to set a margin, and so this shows you what you can do if it's divided into a section. If you had a page break here, you wouldn't be able to have different margins on this page than you would from the other page. They would be linked together. So if I go to margins, and they want 1.5 inch margins on this page only, so 1.5 margins on all sides. So you could just type 1.5 on all of these. And then make sure that you say it's for this section only. Then the rest of the document will be 1 inch, and your title page will just be 1.5. Now it wants you to put in page numbers. You could go here to, this is actually the first page of your document, and go to Insert and Page Numbers, and you have options top, bottom, page margin. This one they want it in the side margin, which is a little bit strange. It doesn't, oh, let's see. Yes, page margins. So it doesn't matter which side is that you put it on. I just chose on the right side. Now you notice that it counted this as page 2 when it actually should be page 1. So since we have divided it into sections, this is the key right here that says same as previous. If I change the page number here, it's going to put a page number. See how there's a page number on a title page. You shouldn't have a page number on the title page. So I want to unlink these two, and they're actually in a header. So I will take link to previous off, and then go up and tell this page that I want it to be different from the other page. So here, when I'm in the header area, I can double click in this area up above. I want to tell this page to be different, and then it takes off the page number, and then I can go down to page 2. If I double click and get out of the header, go down to page 2, and then I need to format that page number so that it starts with 1. So if I go to the page numbering, where we go to Insert Page Numbering, format this page number so that it starts at 1. Now if I had had a page break in there, it all is all linked together, and you wanted to start numbering the pages with 1, you would say start with 0. I know that this can be confusing. There's some help features in your help, some videos and everything that explains this. But the whole thing depends on whether you do a page break or a next page section break. So you can see that now the pages are numbering, and the first page of your document is starting with number 1. Now it wants you to do a find and replace, and it wants you to find all about training. It wants you to replace this, so I'll copy that heading, go to replace, tell it to look for all about training. We're still going to replace it with this same text. But we want the same text to be bolded, italic, and red font. So we can go here to More, go down to Format, and tell it to format the font so that it is bold, italic, and red. Then it only wants you to replace the text that's within the body of the document and not anything in the titles. So I can click less and make it reduce down so it doesn't take up so much space, and then go find next. I'm on a title right now, so I don't want to replace that. Find next. It says, do you want to start over? It wants to search from the top, or the top down again. And so yes, we're going to replace this one. Yes, we're going to replace all of these that aren't titles. And then it has reached the bottom. Okay, so that is find and replace. We can close that and just perform a spelling and grammar check. You can do the ABC, which I like to add it up here to customize my toolbar by adding all the things that I like to use so that I could just use that. So run your speller, and also it asks you to save it as a 2003 and 2007 format. So right now you would save this with solution behind it, and then save it again. When you do save as, this option right here is saving it in 2007, and this option here will save it in the older version of 2003. So upload both of those as part of your homework.